Does Starlink Mini hold up in rural Alaska? Well, we're about to go find out.
On the road with a motorbike, hanging around between the mountains.
I'm gonna go crawl on the float plane, fly out into the middle of nowhere where I have absolutely no service and no chance of getting Wi-Fi. We're gonna hook up the new Starlink Mini, and we're gonna see what my download speed is all the way up here in rural Alaska. Let's get to it. There are tourists everywhere today.
Okay, check your water rudders.
Oh man, I owe you a beer.
Yo, Clint one.
Damn it. Ask him what he likes. All right, well that's an embarrassing thing there, but I should probably explain what just happened. So you just heard Blake, the controller, ask what kind, tell me to check my water rudders. So when you take off in a float plane or you land in a float plane, you always have your water rudders up.
3918 Yankee Lincoln Tower, good afternoon.
Well, on that departure, I had my water rudders down and I left them down. And there's this thing, we call it the water rudder party. And every year at the end of the float season, the controllers and the pilots all get together. And every pilot that has been caught with their water rudders down by a controller has to bring beer for the controllers. And so, in years of being an air traffic controller at that facility, I have gotten a lot of free beer. However, I have never ever been caught with my water rudders down until today. Until this flight, I have never ever been caught with my water rudders down. And so I now owe beer to actually the supervisor at the facility. So Blake called it out, but apparently Clint caught me with my water rudders down. At the end of the day, am I upset about that? No, that means that the controllers here are looking out for us. If you land with your water rudders down, it can be a really bad day. And so as pilots, we really, really appreciate our controllers here. They do an amazing job for us, and we really, really appreciate the hard work that they do. Alrighty. I think I've got where I want to go. I'm going to find out if this is far enough and see if I have to bail out and go somewhere else. So a lot of people have their cabins out here on these lakes, so pretty much all lakes around the Anchorage area have cabins on them, because this is what people do to get away. And considering the weekend right now, it's pretty common to see people out at their cabins having a good time. So I'm going to try not to disrupt them too much with my noise. Flying in the float plane's a lot easier than flying into the helicopter. You make a lot of noise in the helicopter. Float plane's not as bad. All right, water rudder is up. We're gonna make this turn around. We got flaps full, carb heat's back on. Carb heat coming off. Short final. Set power. And relax. All right, we are on the water. Now, before I go too far here, let's just verify. Come on. Hasn't caught up yet. I have no service right now. Rad. All right, that's what I needed to see. Man, maybe I should look on this lake for a cabin. I like this no service thing. This is cool. I didn't have lunch today, so my lunch has been a Cliff Bar and some cashews. All right, let's shut it down and set the, I can't believe I'm saying this, set up Starlink in the middle of the lake. That's so weird to say. So I am in SOS mode, which means that I have no service at all. It'd be really cool if I had enough service to like FaceTime my wife.
Order up that beat just like it's takeout. buy those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude.
Okay, let me like walk you through some stuff. So we have the Jackery unit. So this is what's going to be providing me power. If you've never used a Jackery before, again, not sponsored, love this product. This has gotten me out of a lot of stuff. So we have that, and then literally in the backpack, I've got my Starlink. So it's so small, it fits into a backpack. And then we have power cord. So idea is, I'm gonna plug the power cord into the Jackery. I'm gonna run the Starlink itself, the dish. I'm gonna have to put it somewhere. I think that's my best spot. All right, so I should have done this on a less windy day because, well, there we go. Okay, it actually accepted. So you basically sit here and you try to get your Starlink to match the orientation, which I've done. And actually these weeds are helping me out quite a bit right now, which is kind of funny. Let's see, it says misaligned. Okay, so it is aligned. Now let's do a speed test and let's see what happens. You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious right now? Dude, I just set this thing up. Let's see what the upload is. 11.6.19. Okay, so it's doing okay. A little bit of latency on it, but like, dude, I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere. And I'm getting, dude, I wonder if I can FaceTime my wife. I'm so gonna try, hang on. As I went to make the FaceTime call to my wife, I actually looked at the time and realized that it was about the time my daughter would go down for a nap. And so I quickly aborted that call and called my buddy Josh instead. As it turned out, Josh had just landed at Lake Hood, the airport that we had taken off from, and he had a radio failure on the way in and actually had to get light gun signals. So I get to hear all about that later on. As you can see, the audio in the call didn't come through, and it's just because of the way that I recorded the screen. But either way, as you can see, the quality was really, really good. And this is a phenomenal tool for me now to have in the backcountry if I ever do need to make a FaceTime call or a call over Wi-Fi, which most iPhones can do. I would say this is working pretty freaking awesome. I got a FaceTime with Josh, who, that's a whole different story. He just had a radio failure and got a light gun going into Lake Hood. So I got all those texts at once, and then when I was on FaceTime with him, that's why I was like, hey, I'll call you later about your little adventure. Overall, dude, Starlink Mini, this is awesome. For adventurers like myself, this is gonna change, it's gonna change the game. So like I've said before, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Jackery or by Starlink Mini, but you can kind of get the idea of why this kind of system is so clutch for me. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. We had no service at all. I'm now able to connect and do FaceTime over Wi-Fi, which is massive. So I would call this mission accomplished. And like I showed you, I mean, 135 down is what it was showing. A little sluggish on the way up, but again, the system isn't really aligned and it has only been set up for, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. So I'm sure over time, if it was actually stable, it would improve drastically, because I know my one at home is way better. But anywho, I'm gonna wrap this up. I actually need to get myself out of the weeds because I'm kind of in the weeds. So I'm gonna go kind of figure a way out of this, and I'll meet back with you guys in the airplane.
She ain't mine, but she look fine. Gonna take some time, gonna make her mine, gonna make her mine.
Again, like I was saying, you know, this video is not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video. It's not sponsored by Jackery. It's not sponsored by Starlink. This is just me. I bought it because I adventure a lot. You guys see me adventure a lot. It's really cool to be able to have that. And I mean, I can think of so many uses for that. Not just from the standpoint of adventuring, but for safety. That fits into a backpack. It weighs nothing. And so when you think about it, if I can have that in my backpack along with my laptop, but like batteries die. I mean, sure, I have the Jackery, and yeah, I see where your head is at. Like, Brent, you really don't need to be carrying a Starlink Mini with you, but I can because that weighs less than my satellite phone, and I can do more with it. All right, I gotta do this back in the air because I gotta do this back home. We're gonna remember this now. We're gonna do a water rudders up, go figure. We got 1 notch flaps in, we got mixture full ridge carb heat off, here we go. Believe how well that worked. I tried to call my wife there on FaceTime, and I think I made a bit of a mistake. I think she was trying to put our daughter down for a nap, and I have a very sneaky suspicion that I'm going to hear about that later. So last week was my wife's birthday, and for her birthday, we went down to Girdwood at Hotel Alyeska, and we went to the Nordic Spa. And you guys are probably like, Brett, what are you talking about? Why are you bringing up a Nordic Spa? So I don't know if you noticed, I'm not really a Nordic Spa kind of guy. I'm not really a spa kind of guy. But I went, and I had a blast. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because while we were down there, if you don't know anything about Nordic spas, it's basically hot and cold. That's the idea. Well, we have a lot of cold up here. Hot is pretty hard to come by. But while we were down there, my wife kind of joked that, you know, we got a lot of places here that are cold. It's too bad we don't have anything hot that we could like lug around. So stay tuned, because I might be putting a pop-up Nordic spa somewhere up here. And there may or may not be a video on that. We have all kinds of cool stuff coming. It's kind of ridiculous. I've got quite the list. And we're trying to be pumping out a new video every other Friday. Every other Friday is our goal. I like keeping it consistent for you guys, because then you know what's coming. If you hit that bell icon, you get notified every time we launch a new video. So every other week, every other Friday, you're gonna get notified that we launched a new video. And I got so much stuff in store. My editor, John, he's a big part of the team. I love that guy. He's making all of this possible for you, because I cannot edit. And so we love John. He really helps us out. And he's busting his butt to make sure that you guys have those new videos every other Friday. We got so much stuff on our Trello board right now that we're going out and filming. And I can't wait to share it all with you. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be a follower of the channel, because we have so much in store. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have questions about Starlink or Starlink Mini, drop those in the comments. I would love to be able to answer as many as you can. Like I said, I don't work for Starlink. I am not sponsored by Starlink. I'm just a user of the system. And, you know, it's managed to make it through 2 of our winners, and our winners are kind of nuts up here. So, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, drop them in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and end this one right here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, fly safe. We'll see you in the next one. 2.8.